Morning everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will not be my Knackers Yard, this will be well, not even a commute, a work trip, or whatever. I've got a good couple of hours on the saddle today, just off to a different work site, and I thought I'd have a chat while I was doing it. Now, as I put in previous uploads, I'm kind of out and about quite a lot over the next few weeks. It's school summer holidays, doing stuff with the kids, visiting family. I've got 2 holidays on the horizon. Check me out, 2 holidays Nat. Yeah, one staycation, one UK, with the family, with the in-laws, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, their kids, our kids, mother-in-law, father-in-law, dogs, children, just general carnage really, I suppose. They've got that one, and we've actually got our go away and find some sun proper holiday, which both of which I'm looking forward to. I am in the fortunate position, very fortunate position, and unfortunately probably quite rare position of, I quite like my in-laws. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure when this is going to go out, and I'm trying to space them out a little bit, so this might be a little bit out of context or overtaken by time, but we'll see. You honking at. Yeah, so I like many YouTube, well no, I'll rephrase that. Let's watch, let's talk about Dirty Garage Guy. Let's talk about Matt Hudson. He doesn't watch a lot of bike channels. He watches all sorts of other stuff, because it's kind of that busman's holiday thing, I think, for him. He runs a big un, and those the ones that he does watch tend to be the slightly disastrous ones, and he quite often films himself or does them on live stream while he's watching them, and he rips the absolute hell out of them. And it's great viewing, you know. If you're not watching Dirty Garage Guy, then jump in. It's not for everyone, it's a bit sweary, but I thoroughly enjoy doing it, watching it. But he there was a point when I was potentially gonna be on his live stream as a guest, and it never really happened. It might still at some point, but we'll see. He's a busy boy, and it just never really came off. Excuse me. Still tail end of this cough. So he doesn't really watch other bike channels. He's also probably knows most of the stuff he needs to know, so there's no requirement for him to do so. I do. I watch lots. I watch Carl, Bertie Bodgett, that was oh god, I've forgotten your channel name, Carl. I'll put it at the bottom if I remember. I religiously watch his. I watch Ryan's Garage UK, although he's in a little bit of a hiatus because he's just moved home, but he's setting up his new garage and it looks thoroughly impressive, and I'm incredibly fucking jealous. I obviously watch Motorcycle Rescue, which is where all this began, and a few others. Project Clark I dip in and out of. One that I stumbled across was Bikes of Rye, another Ryan. Because once you watch, one or two, YouTube suggests stuff to you and throw stuff at you, and you kind of like it or you don't. Now, Bikes of Rye is one of those channels that Matt Hudson, Dirty Garage Guy, has got lock-on onto. why. It's funny. Now, unlike Del Boy's Garage and Del, which is another more long-standing acrimonious relationship with Matt Hudson, and there's a whole history behind there I won't go into this time. Yeah, unlike Del, who claims to know everything, Rye claims to know nothing, and routinely proves it, and yet somehow manages to style it out as if he does know what. Oh, I don't know. He acknowledges no knowledge, but some of the stuff he does is just fucking mental. As in mental. You know, he has the book and does shit that's nothing to do with it. Now, we all do that, but I like to think, certainly on my channel, I acknowledge when I'm doing shit that I shouldn't, and where I can, I try and give a reason. A good example of late is the carbs. I didn't want to split them down into bare components because I didn't think I needed to. I might still do that, but I gave the reasons why I went contrary to the manual. But some of the stuff he does is just fucking barking. Just don't understand it. Jesus Christ. Some fucking idiot drivers around. Yeah. And the biggest issue that I have with Bikes of Rye is, let's be brutal, lying and covering things up. So on his Super Dream project, he snapped one of the main camshaft bolts, cylinder head bolts. He tried to release it himself. He had a go at getting, I think, his brother-in-law or his brother to weld on a bolt and do it, and eventually it magically disappeared to a shop and reappeared. But you know what viewers, I'm fucking adamant, would have appreciated was an explanation of that. That would be really useful, because there are lots of people, including myself, who hasn't really sent stuff off to get fixed after they fucked it. You know, an explanation of, yeah, I did this, I sent it off to these people are brilliant, they charged me X, and this is what they did. And look at that, it looks brand new. That's the sort of stuff that's truthful. On his, I think it was his Blackbird, I can't remember which, you know, it was all going horribly wrong. 2 weeks later, all the fairings were on it and it was running. It had obviously gone off to a garage to get fixed, I'm adamant of that, or to get sorted, and then suddenly, ta-da, it's all done. Now I get that you don't film everything. I skip bits on filming because I mean, I'm in my garage most of Saturdays. Obviously I dip out and do things and stuff and club runs and ferrying kids around and stuff like that, but most of Saturday and probably a little bit of Sunday as well. Now if I were to put all of that footage out, my god, that'd be fucking dull, and my videos would be rendering and uploading to YouTube perpetually. I would never actually get uploaded complete, and they'd be really dull to watch. And you know, and some of my videos are long, some of my uploads are too long, but fuck's sake, dickhead day in the road. I try not to break the 25-minute mark, because I just think nobody's got a concentration span that long. You know, you're starting to hit an episode of territory when you start getting 25 minutes, because when YouTube fucks around and puts adverts in and everything, that's half an hour. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, so we all skip stuff, but he skips the really important stuff. Anyway, I'm having a general rant about Bikes of Rye. What I'm specifically ranting about is his latest upload. Now, he is, you know, similar to me, balls deep into a Honda Super Dream. It's not the reason I got mine. It's a contributing factor because I thought, oh, this would be interesting. It's got, you know, 2 versions of trying to do something similar. Oh, excuse me. And he hadn't uploaded for a while, a couple of weeks or so. Now, bearing in mind with his, he's not tearing apart the gearbox at all. Lots of people are arguing that he should, but his works fundamentally, so he doesn't feel the need to. Now, you know, if you were trying to restore something, which he kind of wavers around doing, then you should. You must. But actually, for what he's trying to achieve, he could probably get away without doing it. So, you know, and when it comes down to it, I have no bones of that at all. His bike, his choice. His project, his choice. So the fact that he's not doing that is fine. But he's had his own issues. A bit of rain there. Not had rain for days. He's had a few issues, brake calipers, master cylinders, etc, etc. Now, shit like that happens on a project. That's just the way it is. I'm coming across my own issues, but it went quiet for a while. Then an upload appeared, and it was about money, which is, you know, my roundabout ranty way of getting towards what I wanted to talk about. And he's talking about the earnings from his channel. Now, he's got 50,000 subscribers, which is fucking incredible. He's younger than me, he's better looking than me, both of which are low bars to clear. He's got a weird presenting style. It doesn't ring with me, but it must with other people. That's fine. Happily concede I don't represent all of his target audience. Yeah, he's got 50,000 subscribers. He starts talking about the money, and there's a couple of bits that really grip me, and it's something that I wanted to bring up with you guys and tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. For one, he used the word hobby and side hustle to describe his channel, and he interchanges them. Now, I don't think you could do that. I think it's either one or another. Now, I haven't looked up the Urban Dictionary definition of a side hustle, but fundamentally, you know, he says, this isn't my job, I've got a proper job. This is something I do on top of that. Now, something you do on top of your job to earn extra income, I think, is the definition of a side hustle. And it's that definition of something you do to earn extra money. Now, I might have to Google it or Urban Dictionary it and chuck it on the footage, I don't know. But it is fundamentally to earn extra money. It's not something that you... it's the best way of putting it. It's not something you want to do, it's something you need to do. Or something there is a requirement for you to do. You don't, you know, I don't think everybody needs to have a side hustle, but the extra income, particularly at the moment, when times are hard for everyone, and looking at the news this morning, come the next budget, they're about to get harder for many. I'm not going to go into politics of Labour trying to fill a black hole created by the Conservatives, but hey, that's fundamentally what happened, and arguably why Rishi Sunak called an early election and it surprised everyone. But anyway, getting away from that, you know, a side hustle. Now, as opposed to that, a hobby is something you do because you enjoy doing it. I think. Certainly mine is. My tinkering with bikes is a hobby because I enjoy doing it. Now, take away both of those. What does the absence of both of those mean? Well, the absence of a side hustle is that presumably you have less money. You're down to your main source of income, which probably, and let's face it, hopefully massively outstrips your side hustle. Otherwise it's not a side hustle anymore, it's a hustle. So, you know, the absence of your side hustle, you have less income. I want to use airy fairy phrases like disposable income, but you know, you have less money. Have less money to spend on stuff you want to spend it on, but not necessarily need to spend it on. Ooh, bikes, let's go play. Dubious number plate there, big fella. Dubious. Well, no, not dubious, illegal. Yeah, so the absence of a side hustle means you have less money. The absence of a hobby means you have less enjoyment, I think. So the times when I physically can't, due to, you know, work, life and everything else, the times when I physically can't get in my garage to do shit because I don't have time, or no, wrong, it's not that I don't have time, that time is taken by other things, other frankly more important things. What happens? What's the absence of my hobby mean? Well, nothing really. It means in myself I'm not quite so happy because I've not done something I enjoy doing for whatever reason. But there is no real impact apart from on myself, how I feel. It's why I don't put timelines on projects and things like that, because you know I'm doing it in literally spare time, unallocated time against another task. There are times when other tasks come up, but that's it. And that's, I think I've nailed what my problem with Ryan is. And actually, what my problem with a few channels, including Del Boy's Garage, is that it's not about the hobby. It's not about bikes. It's not about, I don't want to say, you know, I'm going to sound a bit airy-fairy and say the love of bikes. No, it's not. You know, I don't love bikes. I love my family. I love my missus. I love my dog. It's about, I really enjoy pissing around with bikes. I find it kind of hurts my soul that there are bikes out there that have just been left to rot. And that's why I do it. Ryan's motivation is different. Anyway, I'll go on to that. So he brought up some maths in his, and obviously with 50,000 subscribers he has a lot more, well, subscribers, therefore viewers, therefore revenue, and it does work in that order. You don't get money for subscribers, you get them for views, you get views from subscribers. If you have lots of subscribers, oh look at this, a white Tesla sat in the middle lane. I won't count how many times we see that on this journey, but it will be lots. Yeah, so undertaken, not illegal, as long as I don't switch in and out lanes. Yeah, so that's the crux of it. He talks about money, and all due respect to him, because actually he's quite open about it. Not that you can't be, just go onto various websites, including Social Blade. You can see how much people earn off YouTube. It's public. So he makes a big deal out of over 200 videos. Okay, I think I've got close to 700. I have been doing it a similar time frame, a little bit longer, but yeah, okay, fine. We have very different content. Side-by-side comparison is both not really correct, and from my point of view, not really flattering either, because mine get a lot less. And he said that since he monetized at 1,000 viewers, he pulled out the maths, and in 4 years he got £34,000. £34,000, fuck me. One of his videos has earned him 11,000 on its own. Jesus Christ. Now that explains a lot to me. It explains the side hustle bit. That amount of money is not to be scoffed at. He then claims that it's not a lot of money because it needs to go on the cost of the bikes, on equipment hire and unit hire, and he goes into the fact that he's hired a bigger garage to work out of. Why, I've absolutely fucking no idea. The one that he got, well, he was on his driveway and hired a place. Brill, because you need somewhere. I've got my little poker garage attached to the house. He then hired a unit. Okay, you need cover if nothing else, but he's now hired a bigger unit, and I can't for the life of me imagine why. But anyway, that's his choice again, his channel, his choice, his money. How he spends it is entirely up to him. Yeah, so that 34k explains it that way, and it's kind of incredible. It doesn't mention how much goes to the tax man, but hey, we won't cast an eye over that. It's his own personal matters. What I am really pushing at is the money, because it is the motivation. So what? Yeah, but now you've monetized your channel. I have, and I really agonised over doing that, and it was actually a few of you guys that said, look, even if it's not monetized, YouTube put adverts on it anyway, so why not? That's the only reason I monetized it in the first place. Channel income wise and growth wise, my channel's really kind of stagnated to a degree, probably because I'm going quite deep into bikes, and unless you've got that bike, you're not necessarily, you know, no, I'm wrong. I get a lot of viewers, and I'm thoroughly fucking grateful to all of you that will watch a project all the way through. Bro, I mean, fundamentally, that's why I watch other channels. That's the sort of shit I really enjoy, which is why I do it. But my drop in views will tend to be from people that have the same bike or have the same issue, and I get a steady drumbeat of comments on old videos of, oh thanks mate, this really helped. I've got an Aprilia was the last one. I'm trying to sort out the front brakes. This was really useful. A couple on going historic, or how to register his historic, and oh thanks for this. I've read loads of stuff, all seem really contradictory. This made it easy. You know, I get a few drop in like that, but it's, you know, it's tiny. You know, if I get 1,000 views on a upload, it's a good one. My biggest uploads are anti-Dell rants, which I think I've done 3, and I have promised I'm not doing any more, and I won't. And my latest big one was having a go at cyclists in central London, because it sparks debate. Yeah, they're not necessarily the sort of thing I particularly want to do though. I like being in my garage, I like tinkering with bikes, I like chatting with you muddy funsters on a headset while I'm on an otherwise dull journey on a motorway. Watching people try and kill each other. So I don't get anywhere near that. You know, my income is, you know, generally around £50 a month ish. Now that's not every month, because YouTube doesn't actually pay until you reach the £60 mark, so I tend to get something from YouTube every other month. You know, it's chicken feed, it's absolute chicken feed, but it's not for money. Yeah, so it's not about money, it's about bikes. Now, going back to my original subject, Bikes of Rye, Del Boy's Garage. I'm not doing any more Del Boy's Garage runs, but you know, channels of the ilk. It's about the money, and it's bikes for the money. The simple question, and Rye, if you're watching this, I'll live stream a chat with you. I don't know, I have no idea how to do that, but hey, the simple question is, if the money stopped, if YouTube became non-profitable, well, no bollocks, you even say it in your upload, as long as this continues to make money, I'll keep going. Now, I'm not clear in that statement whether or not I was break even or make a profit, but if the money stopped, would you keep doing it? My hobby costs me a fucking fortune. My hobby costs me not a fortune, because actually once I've done a bike and sell it, it kind of backfills. You know, it's a self-perpetuating hobby, or self-sustaining, sorry, it's probably a better way of putting it. That's how I bill it to the missus. Frankly, it's minus a bit, but I'll never explain that to her. You know, I'm nearly 50 years old. You know, I'm middle-aged, well, upper middle-aged I suppose now, but you know, middle-aged, middle class. What could my money be going on? It could be going on golf club fees, and she wouldn't see me for hours on a Sunday. Wouldn't exactly know where I was. I'd have a good grand's worth of metal sticks in a bag that I'd be walking around a field, and a field that I would be paying about £1,000 a year minimum to access once a week whenever I have time. Or I could have wrapped my podgy body in lycra, jumped on a carbon framed road bike that's probably worth more than my car, and flog my sweaty arse around the public roads, endangering myself and everybody else. And again, she wouldn't see me for hours on end and have no idea where I was. Or I could be 7 metres away, covered in grease and oil, swearing at a piece of metal on a workbench, but available to drop everything, wash my hands, take kids to clubs, pick something up, do something, whatever. So, you know, it is very, very definitely a hobby. Right, ramble over. Roads are getting heavier. I need to concentrate. Cheers all. I'll catch you later. Ta-da.